The fundamental rights are same for everyone, and every citizen is considered equal when it comes to the access to the fundamental rights. And proving this notion, the Supreme Court of India has recently put the digital access. So the digital access has now been made a part of the fundamental right to life and liberty, that is Article 21. So digital access, it means that anyone, be it the disabled people, marginalized section, vulnerable people, poor, rich, digital access is now a part of the fundamental rights under Article 21, and that is what we will be looking today. Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about the digital access under Article 21, what the Supreme Court has said, what is the matter, how the matter reached the Supreme Court, and then about Article 21, and in the end a prelims MCQ. So topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is Polity Fundamental Rights. As we move forward, Drishti IAS Mukherjee Nagar classes has now shifted to Noida, and the admissions are open for the IAS GS Foundation course covering both prelims and mains. So the English medium batch is starting from 7th of May, and admissions are open for the Hindi medium batch. In case of any query, give us a call at 87501 87501. So recently what has happened is that there were few acid attack survivors, and other person was a visually impaired person, and they wanted to do the KYC. KYC stands for the Know Your Customer. So because they faced problems, digital access of the KYC they were not able to do. So they reached the Supreme Court, and in the end the digital access has now been made a part of Article 21, and Article 21 is right to life and personal liberty. So that comes under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution, that is fundamental rights, and fundamental rights are given equally to each and every citizen of India. So digital access to e-governance and welfare systems is a fundamental right under the right to life and liberty, Article 21 of the Constitution, and this has been said by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Now digital access to e-governance and welfare systems. So with regards to every welfare system of India and also the e-governance, that is the electronic governance, digital access, it means that any person will now have the digital access. It means that the e-governance and the welfare systems can be approached or can be made accessible through the digital medium, that is digitally people can approach or people can access the welfare systems and the e-governance in India. Now what the Supreme Court has said is that the state must provide an inclusive digital ecosystem, especially for marginalized and underprivileged people, vulnerable and disabled, historically excluded communities. So even if there were few communities and people who cannot approach the government offices directly or indirectly, now the inclusive digital ecosystem must be present for those people also, that even if they are not able to come physically to the center or to the office, then the digital access is provided to them to reach to that office and can perform their actions or can perform the work whatever they want to do digitally. Now what was the concerns which was raised? So despite India's digital progress, like for example Aadhaar, online services, net banking, inclusivity remains a major concern. Now even though the digital push has been made by the government, Digital India campaign goes on, and there are so many other initiatives also by the government which runs to give digital push in the country, but still there are sections, there are communities, there are people who are not able to digitally include themselves in the demographic dividend of India. Now the problem is that if these people are not able to do things properly and are not able to reach the government offices or the welfare systems properly, and they have certain kind of issues that they are not able to go to the office, then they must be given the digital ecosystem, the inclusive digital ecosystem through which they can do their work. And the court has also questioned whether technology serves all sections equally or not. The rich and the educated class are taking advantage of the technology and the digital ecosystem. They are able to perform well with regards to it, but are the poor, are the marginalized section or the socially isolated sections, are these also getting enough benefit like the other people are getting? Then inclusion must be proactive and not passive. It means each and everyone, even the farthest section of the society must be able to take advantage of the technology or all the features which the government provides to the people. Then the court issued 20 directions to the government. So 20 directions have been issued by the Supreme Court for the government with regard to the know your customer processes, that is KYC processes, and how the reform can come in the KYC process, and making digital systems more accessible and user friendly for people, so that even though there are issues with people, certain kind of people cannot perform certain kind of activities, so those people, for those people also, the digital ecosystem must be made more user friendly and more features must be added to it. Now, what is the background of this case is that the petition was filed by a few of the acid attack survivor and a visually impaired advocate, and they challenged the inaccessibility of digital KYC processes for persons with disabilities. So the persons with disabilities, there was inaccessibility. So it means that these people were not able to access the digital KYC. They were facing issues in it. Now, what was the issues which was raised was that the digital KYC process requires visual confirmation like task like blinking, head movement and face enlightenment. Now these kind of activities like blinking of the eye or head movement becomes difficult for the people like acid attack survivors with facial trauma or disfigurement, or visually impaired persons unable to follow visual instructions. Now, what about these people who are not able to follow the instructions which are given with regard to the digital accessibility of the KYC? So there needs to be other features also, that if these people or certain kind of people are not able to perform certain kind of activities, then more accessibility must be there for them. As a result, they face prolonged delays, barrier to opening bank account and inability to access essential services and welfare schemes. Now, because they are not able to perform certain functions, so the KYC process gets delayed, and because of the delay of the KYC process, other kind of problems also these people face. Now, what was the observation of the Supreme Court? So the Supreme Court said that the current digital system is exclusionary and not disability friendly. It means that every kind of person, if the person is facing from certain kind of problem, then they must also be given the solution that if they cannot perform one activity, then they can perform some other activities, so that the system becomes more inclusive for them. Then it has further marginalized already vulnerable group. Now, what about the people who are already suffering from certain kind of problems, and because of the inability of the digital ecosystem to perform their work, they further gets excluded from the system. Then digital space has become a new barrier, undermining their dignity and autonomy. Now, digital space must not be a barrier, it must be a way that the people can perform their work with more ease, and they can perform their work at a much faster rate. But as of now, through this case, it was seen that the digital ecosystem has come up as a barrier for certain kind of people or certain kind of section. Now, about digital divide. So representing Article 21, which is right to life, Article 21 must interpret in the context of technological realities, and access to essential services, governance, education, healthcare and economic opportunities is increasingly digitally mediated. So the governance, education, healthcare, essential services, and economic opportunities, they must also come up with regards to the digital divide. Then from policy to constitutional duty. Now making the digital access to every section of the society must be a constitutional imperative. Every section of the society, every citizen of India must be treated equally, and with regards to the equality basis, even if some people are facing certain issues, they must be given other options so that they can approach the government offices and can perform their work. Now, who is affected by the digital divide? People like the persons with disabilities, rural population, senior citizens, economically weaker section, linguistic minorities, and much more. Now, what are the constitutional obligations that the Supreme Court talked about? So, it talked about that it is the state's responsibility under the constitutions that digital access must be under Article 21, that is right to life. Then Article 14, that is equality before law. Article 15, protection from discrimination with regard to religion, caste, race, sex, and place of birth. Then Article 38, that is directive for social justice and equity. So all these articles of the Indian Constitution also talks about equality, and every citizen must be treated equally and everyone must get equal opportunities. Then these require the universal accessibility of. So to fulfill all these constitutional obligation, what does it require? So it requires digital infrastructure, government portals, online learning platforms, and fintech and banking services. So these kind of features and activities will help in narrowing the digital divide, be it rich or poor, be it educated or uneducated. People must be able to perform their task digitally, and the digital access must be given to every section of society. And now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and like always, you people need to tell me the answer in the comments below. So the question is, the Article 21A of India's Constitution deal with. So there is Article 21 and there is 21A. So 21A deals with what? Right to education, right to equality, right to freedom of religion, or right to life. So give me the answer in the comments below. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time. Keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.